3, now new research shows praise rather than punishment helps to improve students' focus. It's hard though, right? Sometimes you feel when the classroom's getting out of control, you need to, this is not praise time, it's punish time, so this is pretty interesting.
It's a lot harder to praise. It takes more energy, it takes more effort, and teachers already have a lot going on in that classroom, and you may not see the benefits of praise right away, whereas you may see some of it in punishment. But you were a teacher.
I was a teacher.
And you firsthand can acknowledge this.
Yeah, I was a first grade teacher, and you're right, it's counterintuitive right away. You wouldn't be like, no, stop, whatever. But the new idea of classroom management is positive enforcement. When I was in school, it was like you were reprimanded. You started your day here, and then you would try not to go lower. But now you try to go higher. So I would have positive reinforcement. I would kind of bring people up the chart. Hey, you're 1-star, you're 2-star, you're 3-star. Now you get a surprise. And I found people responded. The kids were really more receptive. And also when I would point people out, like, hey, Bob, I love the way you just picked up your pencil, and thank you so much, Sarah. You are ready. You are standing in line.
So can you give an example, though, about the praise? So say you have a classroom where maybe several students are acting up, that sort of thing. How do you go about praising them if they're doing something wrong in a way, or per se wrong or whatever? How do you reverse it?
And it doesn't always work, but what I would try to do is maybe a student beside them who is doing something right, kind of leaning into them, and then so hopefully they want the positive attention too.
And what this is more management for the teacher, right? So you're still correcting behavior that is disruptive, but you have to make sure you're doing a multiple of 2 or 3 or 4 times of praising other students, which that's the part that can fall through the cracks, right? Because you're just trying to get through the lesson.
And this was a significant study. We're talking about 151 classrooms, almost 20 schools. It was over 3 years. These were kids ages 5 to 12. And what they found, which I thought was super interesting, was there is no tipping point for praise. So they don't say, okay, you get to this certain ratio of praise, whether it be 3 to 1 or 4 to 1 or 6 to 1. The more you praise, the more focused students get after that praise.
So it's not like diminishing returns.
Absolutely.
Is this like all of us? Like we really just crave that positive reinforcement?
We all do.
Yeah,
I don't think this is something shocking, is it?
It's not
No,
shocking.
but so can you also, do you think it's a good idea to, for example, my kids are 2. I know this is a classroom study, but to do that at home?
Well, Riley, first I just want to say that is a very insightful question, and thank you for asking that. Is that good?
I try.
Good praise.
Good
I like
job.
that.
I try. Asking really
See, I got
Yes.
positive
That was really
Very good praise.
Now I feel good about myself.
But you
going,
do that with your kids,
All
right?
warm and fuzzy before I start my weather segment.
I think so too.
It works.
Because I have one that will tend to act up more than the other sometimes, or vice versa. So I try to use that and say, to my son, okay, hey, you're doing a good job, and then my daughter sees it. It's usually opposite on that one.
Well, our producer Aaron has just told us that he really appreciates the fine job we do keeping this show on time.
So I guess that means